This video goes over 1.3. Number 11 asks us to name all of the angles in this diagram to the right of the pendulum clock. So we can name the angle by the vertex M. We can name angles based on the labeled interior angles. So that would be angle 1 or angle 2. Then we can look at particular angles based on the endpoints and points on the rays. And we can call them angle JMK, for example, angle KML for another, or LMK if you prefer, and finally angle JML. Number 13 asks to find the measure of each angle using the protractor and then classify the angle. So angle BGD, we can take the larger measurement, 113, and subtract 20. That'll give us a measure of 93 degrees, which means we are looking at an obtuse angle. For 15, we start with this idea that T is in the interior of angle RSU. So we just draw any angle, call it RSU, and T is in the interior. So between, on the inside, here, the interior rather than the exterior. And we can label these accordingly. RSU, we want to figure out if RST is 38 degrees, and the measure of TSU is 28.6. So really all we're doing is we're adding together these two angles to find the larger one. And when we do so, the measure of angle RSU is 66.6 degrees. For 17, I again create an angle. Yours might look a little different. It doesn't really matter. It's just angle RST, and we know that SP bisects it. So we'll create a point over here, P. And what that means is that this angle is equivalent to this angle. They are the same. And if we plug in the given measures of each angle, we can then create an algebra problem. Subtract 3x from both sides. Negative 2 is equal to 6x minus 26. Add 26 to both sides. 24 is equal to 6x. Divide by 6. 4 is equal to x. They want to know each of the following: the measure of RST and the measure of PST. So we can plug this into PST first. 9 times 4 minus 26, and this gives us 10. So the measure of angle PST is equal to 10 degrees. We must know then that RST is double that. So angle RST is going to be 20 degrees. For 19, we're looking at angle BOA, and this is an acute angle. If I had to guess, maybe 70 degrees. Then for 21, we're looking at EOD. This is also an acute angle. We know it's less than 45. We'll call that 30 degrees. Skipping the protractor equations, we have this ratio of the angles between peaks A and B, which is 3x, and between peaks B and C, which is just x. We know that if we add these two together, we get 90 degrees. If 4x is equal to 90 degrees, we can divide both by 4, and this will give us that x is equal to 22.5. They want to know what the measure of each of these angles are, so if we triple that, we can get 67.5. That would be the measure of angle ASB. And then the measure of angle BSC is just 22.5. For 29, we're to find the value of x using this diagram. We're told the measure of angle AOC is 7x minus 2. DOC is 2x plus 8. And EOD is 27. What you hopefully notice is that we're looking at a straight angle. That means if we add together all three of these pieces, we get 180. I can combine my number terms and get 33. Combine my letter terms and get 9x. If I subtract 33 from both sides, 9x is equivalent to 147. If I simplify this, I get 16 1/3. There's no need to plug it back in because the question asks for the value of x. For 31, AOB is equivalent to 6x plus 5. BOC is 4x minus 2. Then we are told AOC, or the sum of these two. So we can plug each angle in here. The green part plus the blue part, I guess the blue part plus the green part, is equal to the red angle. Combine like terms. Move the x's to the left. Move the numbers to the right. Divide by 2. X is equal to 9. For 41, we are told that UOW is 50, and since OV bisects it, that cuts it into 25 and 25. If we want to know VOY, we do some addition. 25 plus 90 plus 40. 155 is our answer. 42 asks the measure of angle UOX. So we have to consider that UY is a straight angle, or UOY. The line UY is a straight angle. So we take 180 minus this known value of 40, and that gives us 140. So let's go ahead and draw an angle ABC. There's nothing special about this, just 3 points. Make it look kind of like an angle. B has to be the vertex. Other than that, we're good. There's a point D that bisects it, which means these two angles, whatever they might be, are equivalent. So we know that one of these angles is 3x minus 1, and the total of the two angles put together is 4x plus 5. So I can write out my equation, 3x minus 1 times 2. Or I could add it twice, either way. And it's equal to 4x plus 5. I distribute the 2 to each term inside of the parentheses. I'm going to move my variables to the left side of the equation. I'm going to move my numbers to the right. I divide by 2, and x is equal to 3.5. C. For 44, we can solve this algebraically by taking x divided by 2, that's the bisecting part, adding 30 to get 90. If we subtract 30 from both sides and double it, we get our answer, 120. If we wanted to see the same problem graphically, here's an angle that's bisected, and then whatever this measure is, which is equal to the other, we're going to add 30 degrees to it, and it's going to equal 90. So what plus 30 is equal to 90? Well, the answer there is 60 plus 30 is equal to 90. So if this is 60, this has to be 60. Combine those two together, we get 120.